What is a 3-day wait period in Florida for purchasing a firearm if you don't have a concealed weapons permit? Stay tuned. What's up, YouTube? My name is Jay. I am the owner of Little Johnny's Firearms. I'm an ATF licensed federal firearms dealer located in Cape Coral, Florida. If this is your first time visiting us, welcome. One of the questions that I get often asked is, what is this 3-day wait period when purchasing a firearm if you don't have a concealed weapons permit? And there seems to be a little bit of confusion about how this 3-day wait period works. So I kind of wanted to go over it. I'm going to read you what the actual statute says and then try to break it down based on my personal opinion. I'm not an attorney, I don't give legal advice, but doing my own research, speaking with the office, my local ATF office, this is the conclusion that I've come to. So the actual statute is Florida Statute 790.0655. And the first section is a mandatory waiting period is imposed between the purchase and delivery of a firearm. The mandatory waiting period is 3 days, excluding weekends and legal holidays, or expires on the completion of the records check required under Section 790.065, whichever occurs later. Purchase means the transfer of money or other valuable consideration to the retailer. The retailer would be the FFL. So let's break it down. What is this 3-day wait period? Well, the 3-day wait period is actually what they call a cooling off period. A cooling off period is basically to prevent someone from coming in, buying a firearm in the heat of the moment, and doing a crime with it. Usually, this is attributed to domestic violence situations. You're pissed off at your husband or your wife, come in, buy a firearm, go out and shoot them with it. That's what this cooling off period is. You do not have this cooling off period if you have a concealed weapons permit. You've gone through the strict background check. You've had your fingerprints submitted. You've had your photo taken. You've been had a lengthy background check done. Where when you purchase a firearm without one, you have an abbreviated background check. It's very quick. And basically, as long as you answer the questions correctly and the background doesn't flag anything immediate, such as felonies or domestic violence situations, you'd walk out the door with a handgun if you didn't have this cooling off period. So when does this proverbial clock start for the 3-day wait? It's basically a 72-hour clock. So you come into a gun dealer and purchase a firearm at 9 a.m. on Monday. You would be able to fill out the 4473, which is the ATF form for background checks, at Thursday at 9 a.m. If you come in at Wednesday at 9 a.m., you wouldn't be able to fill it out until Monday at 9 a.m. because, again, they do not include weekends and holidays in that clock. What are the exceptions to the 3-day wait period? Well, the biggest one is a concealed weapons permit. Some of you may be aware that beginning July 1st, concealed weapons permits are no longer required in the state of Florida. I did post a video about that. If you haven't seen it, I'll be sure to put the link in the description. The other exceptions is to trade in one firearm for another one. If you're purchasing a rifle or shotgun and you're a hunter and have the hunter's education course, you don't need to go through the 3-day waiting period. And then finally, law enforcement officers, correction officers, and service members in the military do not need to wait 3 days if they are purchasing a rifle or shotgun. There seems to be some debate amongst gun dealers about starting this 3-day clock period. Some say that you need to physically walk into somebody's store, sign a paper that you're agreeing to buy this firearm. They have to attach a serial number to it, and then the 3-day clock starts, and then they come back in 3 days later, fill out the paperwork, the transfer paperwork, have the background check done, and they leave. I've seen no requirement to this. I've spoken to the ATF. I've done research. I think the law is pretty clear. It says purchase is a transfer of money or other valuable consideration to the retailer. There's no requirement that the firearm needs to be in stock. Majority of my business is done e-commerce. I do not stock firearms. You go to my website, you call me on the phone, you say, hey, I'm looking for XYZ. You place the order on Saturday. You put your credit card information. It charges your credit card right then and there for it. Monday, I place the order with the distributor. I usually have it here Wednesday, Thursday. You come down to my store. We do the transfer paperwork. You pass the FDA. I hand you the firearm, you walk out the door with it. Another example, you go on Gun Broker and purchase a firearm, which is an auction site, and you want to have that firearm, which most likely you purchase out of state, shipped to me so I can do the transfer for you on your behalf. You call me up on the phone, you say, hey, I just purchased this firearm. Will you do the transfer? I say, yes. Right then and there, I'll take a credit card over the phone for my $20 transfer fee. I'll give you a receipt. We've now started that 3-day clock. Even though I don't have the firearm yet, you've given me monies to perform a service for you. We've started that 3-day clock. Rifle, handgun shows up 4 days later. You come in, as long as there wasn't no holiday in between there. You fill out the paperwork. We do the FDL background check. I hand you your firearm. You walk out the door with it. I hope this video was able to answer any questions that you may have had about the 3-day wait period. Again, I'm not an attorney. I don't provide legal advice. This is my interpretation of the law written by the state of Florida, conversations I've had with the ATF, other dealers, and my own personal research. If you have any further questions, leave me a comment. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you and have a blessed day.